Hello, my lovelies. So today I have something for us to actually do with our planners during this isolation and lockdown and this friggin' virus. Can you tell I'm going a bit stir crazy? I'm going to level with you. I have had caffeine. I've not slept for several days because my bloody tooth. I'm in pain. I'm in so much pain. I'm really feeling quite grumpy, to be honest, because I'm on so many different painkillers just to try and take the edge off it, and they're making me feel sick and dizzy and crappy, and I'm just so fed up of having problems with my teeth. I'm in enough pain with my fibromyalgia. I don't need more on top. Someone give me a freaking break, because it's been going on for months, this bloody tooth, and it's not even the same tooth. It's been like 3 different teeth. I had one out last month. I actually had to have a tooth yanked out, my wisdom tooth, and I put up with that, and now this freaking root canal, and he only had to do, he did half the root canal, and then this bloody virus came along, and now he can't finish the other half of it, so now I've got an infection, and I can't go back to the dentist because they're not seeing anybody, so they're just guessing and giving me some antibiotics and just hoping that that might possibly fix it. And I have to do my own DIY dental surgery with a DIY kit thing. Ugh. Oh, hi, Ridley.
What are you doing?
Say hi.
Hi.
It's fun. It's great. We've got kids with us. Lockdown is fun.
Who is it?
It's my subscribers.
Oh, hello.
Turns out Ridley wanted to go to bed, so I've read Simon the Odd Sock and I have put him to bed. I've been blessed with a child that knows when he's tired. Unless it's the daytime when he has to nap, then it's a no-go. Anyway, my point is, I'm pissed off. So, hence the cover of this booklet for my TN. But I wanted to make a booklet with some spreads to help me get through this whole crazy bollocks. And just, sorry, the swearing has been ramped up a notch. I'll try and hone it in. This seems to happen when I get a bit irate. So yeah, I've made this booklet to add some spreads that's going to give us a bit of structure, give me some ideas for different things, and you'll see as we go along. So on this first page, I have the lockdown house rules and personal rules. So the house rules are mostly for Tristan, really, some for Ridley, but like no TV for at least an hour before bed. Before he comes down in the morning, he's got to make sure he's made his bed and brushed his teeth and gotten dressed. He's got to make sure he's had a proper, decent breakfast before he gets any snacks. Snacks, my God, this whole... I swear, if I'm asked for a snack one more time today, I am going to lose my mind. Just stop with the freaking snacks! The personal rules are rules for myself, just to make sure that I'm not getting slack with the day-to-day things that you really should be doing, like getting dressed in the morning and making sure you're having a shower, making sure I'm eating. I'm trying to limit the amount of time I spend on my phone, things like that. Just little rules that I know are important that I need to abide by. This second spread here is a kind of a structure for our school day learning stuff. Now, I say it's a structure for our school day learning stuff, Monday to Friday, but I'm not going to be too strict with this because I'm not a teacher. I don't know the best way to teach. I'm better at, to be honest, I'm so bad at maths. Some of the books he's got, I don't even understand what they're on about. With like fractions and percentages and stuff like that. He's like, what does this mean? I'm like, I have no idea. So I'm just going to do my best with it, and I'm going to try and make sure that we're doing activities that are fun. So like I've got a map and we're going to put some stars on for the places that we're going to go and visit. And when we visit them, we're going to do a little bit of research about important facts about that country, a little bit about the history of the country, things like that. So I'm just trying to bring a little bit more fun and interest into it for him, not just for him but also for me as well, because neither of us want to lose our minds on schoolwork. So I've made a sort of timetable, and it gives me a rough hour in between. So we've got about 4-hour slots for doing different activities, and I'm going to try and keep to a rough routine. Mondays and Wednesdays will probably be more strict, and Tuesday, Thursday, Friday will probably be not quite as strict. So I'm thinking English on Mondays and Wednesdays, and maths on Mondays and Wednesdays, and just stuff like that. I'm also going to do some baking with him and home ec stuff, that sort of thing. And yeah, that's our little timetable. The next spread is activities with the boys. So I want to make sure I've got lots of fun things to do with them, because let's face it, it looks like this could go on for a while. And I keep seeing lots of different posts and spreads and things for fun stuff to do with your kids. And I keep thinking, that'll be good, that'll be fun, we should do that, and then I forget what it was. So I've now got a place to write it all down, and if ever we come to a point where they're all bored, which is starting already, God help us, hopefully I'll be able to find some different stuff for us to do in the house with stuff that we already have, because I don't want to go out and buy stuff. We're trying to isolate as much as possible, and I don't want to order stuff because I don't want to put the posties at risk. So yeah, we'll just try and find some different activities. If you've got any suggestions, that'd be really, really handy. But yeah, I will go Pinterest hunting at some point and fill this spread out. The next spread is online kids classes. So we've got things like Joe Wicks, who's doing PE lessons in the morning, and I did find a post on Facebook that I've saved that's got several different things on at different times of the day every day. So maybe we could use one of our hour learning slots to do one of those things. There's actually a really great group on Facebook called Family Lockdown Tips and Ideas, and it's got loads and loads of stuff with information and colouring sheets and things that you can download. It's great. Everybody in the community is sort of involving themselves and giving tips and advice or resources. So check it out because it looks good. On the next page, it's going to be skills I want to build. Now, I've got a list as long as my arm of things that I want to learn how to do. Things like speak Polish. I want to be able to play the piano. I'd really like to learn how to shuffle, even though I'm nearly 30. I really want to shuffle. I've never had the time to really be able to apply myself to it. And to be honest, it's not much different for me now because we have the kids. And for a lot of people it will be the same. But for those of you that are finding that you've got a bit of spare time on your hands, this is the perfect time to learn something new. And with that, I pass you over to Sir Hewlett-Packard.
Well, hello again, you beautiful planner weirdos. If you'd be so kind, I'd just like to take a moment of your time to talk about Skillshare. Skillshare, the best learning platform on the internet for all your self-improvement and skill-building needs. A yearly subscription is less than $10 a month. Can you imagine all the wizard things you can learn every month with Skillshare? Things like sewing, baking, calligraphy, relaxation, and of course my personal favourite, flower arranging. There are many more categories to explore. It truly is an absolutely spiffing resource. Elise has been learning from a lovely young lady named Peggy. In her class, hand lettering, adding flair and embellishments, Peggy covers several topics, including how to create a simple ombre effect, how to draw leaves and laurels, and how to create some very simple yet effective floral designs, and even how to emboss your own hand lettering. The team at Skillshare are a wonderful bunch of people who support creators like Elise, and I, for one, would be quite happy to make them as many cups of tea and as many scones as they wish. The first 500 people who click the link in the description will get 2 months of Skillshare Premium for free. So why not sign up today to Skillshare? Ta-ta for now.
Okay, so the next spread on the list is the deep cleaning sort of home spread, where I've got sections for the different rooms in my house, and then I'm going to list the really problematic areas, the main ones that really need sorting, like in my bedroom, all my drawers and wardrobe need reorganizing. It's just, there's no rhyme or reason to it anymore. And underneath the bed, we've got storage of all sorts, and I'd like to go through that. In the kitchen, I really want to go through our glassware and the stuff that we need, and also the food cupboards and the freezer, and do a really deep, full clean and organisation of it. So just little things like that in the different areas of the home. I think, seeing as we're all in isolation and our homes are the places that we're going to be spending pretty much all of our time, it's really important that it needs to be a nice place to spend your time, somewhere relaxing as much as possible. So having a clean and tidy home is really, really important to my mental health. So once I've got these big tasks out the way, I think it's going to be even easier to keep on top of it all, especially seeing as having the kids at home means there's a lot more mess. The next spread I've called my time to get round to it tasks. They're the things that you you need to do, but they're not desperate to be done. So you kind of put them off, and you think, I'll get round to it. Well, now there's no excuse to not get round to it. So I wanted to make a list of the things that that I know is going to take quite a chunk of time. Things like going through all my photographs on my hard drive and my external hard drive and organising those. And I also want to separate my personal stuff from my work stuff on my hard drive. I also want to get through all my emails that I've sort of not got round to yet, and the spam folder and the saved folder and all that sort of stuff. So like a big digital cleanup, I suppose. The next spread is for COVID memes. I wanted to have a page that sort of marked the event, I suppose, because yes, it's awful and people are dying, and my heart goes out to anybody who's lost someone or is suffering. But I think it's really important for us to try and stay as positive as we possibly can. And one of the things that I've been enjoying at the moment is all the memes and jokes and things that have been coming out to sort of bolster people and give something to cheer them up a little bit. I think it's so important that we do that for ourselves during this completely crazy time, because that's what we need to keep us going and keep us fighting on, and to give us hope and look to the future. We need to keep our spirits up and have a laugh as often as we possibly can, and just look after our mental health. It's important, people. It's really important at the minute. So this is just a place where I can put quotes and funny pictures and things to cheer me up when I'm feeling a little bit down. The next spread is movies, and I've sectioned it off into space for kids movies and adults movies, not adult movie. Get your minds out of the gutter. So I wanted a place to list some really good kids movies. If you've got any suggestions, please let me know. The kids movies that you really remember from when you were a child, and the ones that they say, oh, it's a classic, you have to watch it. Ones that I can watch with my boys and with Lee. So as a family, I'd really like that. And we're going to have more evenings and time together to do that now. I also have a space for adults movies because we're going to have so many evenings now with I don't want to be scrolling through Netflix all night, every night. We're going to start trying to do some more board games and stuff. So like on this spread, we've got the Keep the Romance Alive spread, which is pretty much just going to be activities that I can do with Lee that don't involve the bedroom. Just for example, I think it's the 21 questions thing where you ask your partner those things, or there's one where you're supposed to instantly fall in love if you answer these particular questions or something. I don't know. So I'm going to look up some quizzes and some games and stuff that couples can play, and hopefully that will keep me and Lee entertained. And for the last spread, it's all about food because we're doing a lot of cooking and a lot of eating, and it's getting a little bit repetitive. So one side of this spread is for things that I could bake, because I'm wanting to do more baking and cookery with Tristan especially, but also Ridley, like fairy cakes and stuff. But I'm not the best baker. It's not something I've ever really been inclined to do, so I don't know any recipes, especially I certainly don't know any off by heart. I used to know how to do fairy cakes, but I've completely forgotten because I don't bake anymore. But I really want to, because number one, it'd be great for bonding with Tristan. It'll be good to, teach him how to bake. I'm really distracted because my tooth's starting to really hurt now. What was the other thing? Oh yeah, and also it just means that there's going to be more cake and biscuits in the house. I mean, who could argue with that? So in this spread, I'm just going to list some different recipes that we could try, and also where I found the recipe, because I'm really good at finding a recipe and going, oh, we should try that, and then forgetting to save where I found it and just it being lost in the internet forever. The right hand side is the what the f shall we eat, because I'm so tired of cooking the same thing all the time, and the kids get bored of it and Lee gets bored of it. So it's not just dinner anymore, it's also breakfast and lunch now, and snacks, because we tend to get the same thing. We don't usually have the time to do the research to find out what all of us will like to eat and what ingredients we're going to need and how long it's going to take to cook, and it's just not how I like to spend my time. Food, and I have an odd relationship with food. So I wanted somewhere to list just some ideas of what we could have. Doesn't necessarily mean that I'll definitely end up making them, but I want some ideas. So that's what that page is for. So that's the end of my little up yours COVID-19 kind of rebellion spreads. I'm just hoping it will keep me motivated and organised and looking towards the future, and also make sure that I'm using this time as best as I possibly can. I don't want to waste it. So yeah, that's it from me. If you could give this video a thumbs up, I'd really appreciate it. If you want to subscribe, go ahead and hit the button. And I'll see you next time. Bye!
Have a nice day. Have a nice Easter as well.